And the reason I say that is because the average person has around 70,000 thoughts per day. Now that's a lot of thoughts. That's 3,000 thoughts an hour. In fact, in just this 1 minute that I've been standing here talking to you, you've all had around 50 thoughts. Thankfully, you've got two minds to cope with these thoughts. You've got your conscious mind and you've got your unconscious mind.
I started moving away from the negative people who were in my life. I started looking at my own habits, the anger that I had, and I started assessing it, changing that behavior. Don't get me wrong, it's not easy, it doesn't happen overnight, but you can change. You can change slowly as long as you work at it. Now, this affects everybody in the crowd, this affects the whole world as far as I'm concerned. We have positive and negative energy. Everyone does. You wake up in the morning, you might have a bad day, you might have a good day. But as long as you know we've got a battle against negativity, every single one of us, the battle is against positive, against negative energy. That's what life is about. As long as you know about that, you've got a chance of happiness.
So I just thought, hey, let's try boxing. I wanted a change in my life. So, you know, the thing was that the challenge for me wasn't just boxing. I wanted to become a fighter, you know, and try real fights. So I went for it. I was training a couple of years on a daily basis almost, you know, improving my sparring, my technique, whatever. And there was one day in which I just thought, look, I'm ready for it, let's fight. So I told my trainer and we went for it. I perfectly remember that day. It was about 2 months ago, more or less. I was part of the undercard of a massive boxing event in my hometown, Bilbao, up north Spain. And I was super nervous. I was scared because I felt prepared, but that was boxing. I mean, you don't play boxing. There, if you don't perform well, you're gonna get hit, you can even get knocked out, you know. So I was scared. And everything went worse, even worse, when I saw my opponent. Oh my God, he was a dodgy looking guy, big, muscle, you know, angry face. So he knew that I was scared. When the fight started, I was so scared that my body wasn't reacting. That's quite normal in your first fight of boxing. And he knew that. So he came just straight away, landed a big punch on my chin.
Pilots, when they look to land a plane and they're trying to get to here, because of the crosswind, will actually end up here, in a negative position of where they're going to land. So what pilots do is they fly positive of their destination. And the crosswind, which I like to call, you know, the crosswind of life, will bring you back to reality. Which means, ladies and gentlemen, if you think about being realistic, you actually end up being pessimistic.